Very, very good evening to you all, and welcome to the launch of another amazing one-day special. So to all card makers out there, we have got for you something here so versatile. If you love your florals, if you're looking for individual elements or want to create bouquets of colour, then this is absolutely the option for you this evening. Lovely to have your company, because all of these could be yours with incredible savings, as you always get with a one-day special. Very good evening. My name is Scott Warsold. It's lovely to be with you for a launch of a fantastic one-day special as ever, but always, as a double whammy, a real pleasure to have lovely Hazel next to me to talk us through it. A very good evening.
Evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good. It's lovely to be with you on a show again. Always a pleasure.
Yes, I love it.
Absolutely brilliant. And absolutely love this, and I want to. I'll spare your blushes, because you have done all of these lovely samples to look at, and all within, well, not long at all.
Not long at all.
We're talking just a day or a couple of days, just not long, really.
Yeah, just not long.
Let's just leave it at not long. Let's leave it at not long.
Who needs sleep?
Exactly, who needs sleep? But the samples that you were just looking at the beginning, Hazel has done them all herself with all the help from what you're going to be getting with your new one-day special. Look, you've been working with this, so I think it's fair enough that you sort of introduce to what we've got here, because the samples look amazing, lots of individual elements. Talk to me about how you use this and what the benefits are of this.
Okay, so for the first thing, it was really hard to distinguish the one-day special. Although we've got this one-day special, the whole counter was just so usable. I have absolutely enjoyed every minute of putting the cards together. You get that, as a crafter, you get that kind of, the butterflies in your tummy, and that sense of, whoa, I really like that.
This is good.
And you get excited, and that's what I got with every single card that I made. So the main one-day special bundle, getting those, there's 3 different sorts of flowers, and then there's like a spiky kind of greenery. Really usable. If you like colouring with alcohol pens, that's what I've done them 4 samples with on there.
Oh, okay. They look fabulous.
They almost look a bit printed. And I love working with watercolour and inks and sprays, and I think these type of flowers can take all of those.
That's good. So for whatever medium,
whatever you like to use will be perfect for these.
Do you know, our producer was saying, looking at those, they look like dried flowers being pressed.
I just really, honestly, that was one of the moments when I did the little cards and I went, oh, they look nice.
And so you should. And so, you know, pat yourself on the back, because nobody else will around here, you know what I mean? But you know what? Do you know what's lovely about them is that it's literally the colouring on just a single flower. That's just a white background. There's no other fancy background. And I think that's the strength of what you're getting within these dies. And again, I can imagine if you were to create like little hedges or bouquets or anything like that with these, you've got so much scope. They look beautiful. They're going to be a colourist's dream, aren't they, really?
Yeah. And you're going to find yourself delving into them packets every time you're in your craft room, because they're just the finishing touch or the focal point, and mixed with some of the other dyes, they just work. Absolutely.
I've just got a board here. These are all the elements. This is just for the one-day special itself that you're looking at. So again, you've got those the points that Hazel was talking about there. You've got a bit of foliage in there to work with. Then of course you've got the extra petals. You've got the centres of the flowers to be working with. So this is the actual one-day special. This is 10 dies that you work with. Now don't forget, this has got an £18 saving. I also I want to just talk about the finances this in a second, but do remember the £18 reduction this as it stands right now. Now, of course, on this being a one-day special, and of course being where we are, you are going to get this on a flex if you wanted to. So that's just 2 payments of just £22.48. If you want to go for that bundle, 132469 is your item code. But before you make a decision on that, let me just show you this, what we've got as a second bundle. This is your layered florals, and this is, again, an extension, really, on all the elements that you're seeing and you can work with within the one-day special. And you mentioned already in the intro on this one, Hazel, that, you know, everything works together beautifully.
And these are smaller, so they're great fillers.
Right.
They can still be the focal point on your card, but you've got that layering aspect there. But that doesn't mean that you can't have them separately.
No, okay.
Use your diamonds in there, use your little glosses, whatever you like to use in the centres of your flowers. Yeah.
This is lovely, this one,
wreath,
isn't it, to work with?
And again, you can break into that. I've got that on my second demo where I've inked it all up, and I'm going to be pulling it apart and just using it as different.
Let me show this card then, where you can see a little bit more in practical terms how this can be used.
With them layered up, yeah. I mean, that's quite... White is quite elegant actually on its own, but it just gives you an idea of them layered up using an element from down the counter as well. But you've got periwinkles, impatiens and starflowers in that set.
They are fabulous. So this set that you're seeing here is going to give you 4 sets in there with your layered floral die collection. This has got another £10 saving on here. That's taken it down to £33.96. Now, if you want to go for those, that's 355,902. Now, Hazel, what if we wanted them all? I hear you cry.
Oh yes.
You don't, I mean, you don't...
Oh, if I can't say that!
Well, you know, we should have rehearsed.
I do.
So I'll try it again. What if you want them all? I hear you cry.
I do, yes.
You do? Right, OK, well, we'll go with that. So, you can have them all, Hazel. Anything is possible here at the craft store. We've got a bundle that brings you everything that we've been looking at. 2 hours in rehearsal. Can you believe it? We did 2 hours. With an auto
we didn't.
cue. You know, oh, yes, you did. Oh, I like it. Are you free at Christmas?
Oh, I'm sharp tonight.
You are. This will give you 16 dies in total for the whole of your memory box floral die complete collection. Now, the savings that we had, the £28, that's collective over 2 of those, your one-day special and the other bumper set of 4. Then, on top of that, we are then going to give you an extra £9 saving on top of that, which brings it all the way down. And, of course, on Flexi, your first payment then is only £34.96. Now, on top of that, don't forget, at the moment, we are offering you a welcome deal, which means if you are on the craft store on our website, or, of course, you're on our sister channel that we, of course, now look after and taken over, which is Create and Craft, on their website, you can actually, if you're spending £20 or more, have a £5 voucher reduction of that price. So that you could also carry on and use on this offer, take it down even further. But your first Flexi needs to be £20, of course, if you're doing that. And it is anyway on this one, so you can use that on this offer. 507566. Now, I've only just mentioned that as a complete collection, and already 10% of the stock has gone already. 507566. If you would like to take advantage. Huge, huge savings to be had across the board for these. They are lovely. 507566. Now, dispatch for you at the moment is starting at the 7th of Feb. So not too long to wait for that. But when it does come, it will be well worth it. I want to just show you a couple of others because, as you heard Hazel mention at the beginning, everything you see here would work hand in hand with what we're looking at with the complete collection. So, can we look at then, we've got, is that the one I've got in front of me right now? The pinpoint that we have for you. Now, the pinpoint, talk to us a bit about this, because I've got an example of how you work with it, but you do use it in a slightly different way. Yeah,
so this is a brilliant background or backdrop for any card. You can have it white as it is, and it looks elegant. You can add your inks and your colours, but I did some on some black card and flipped it over, which gave you more texture.
So that's your white that you talked about.
That's your white on the front side.
And then you have...
Yeah.
Look at that. What a difference. It's like a completely different...
Absolutely.
tool.
And it was like more mixed media, more... And I thought, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because you've got the way that the plate pricks through, you've got that texture and it picks up every single one of those little pricks. And it just, bit of wax, luster wax, gilding wax, whatever you use. Gives a brilliant background.
Really, really lovely. £6 saving there as well. £21.99. I don't know, I just had a little moment there. 503362. Oh, just lovely day. Right, £6 saving on there for you. And we've also got the stylish hexagon trio also included.
Absolutely love these. They're so different. I love the delicate layers that twist around, and so versatile when you're using them, because you can use the innie and the outie to layer them up.
So I've got the outie there.
Yep.
And then we can rotate and turn them using the shapes.
And I'm going to be honest with you, when I first die cut them, I thought, oh, well, I won't need the innie bit because it's all wonky. But then I started to play, and I thought, I do want that.
Ah, yes,
I do.
You see?
So I started to incorporate the innie bits too, and yeah.
Really, really nice, actually. They're quite wacky, aren't they, actually?
Yeah.
They're just, I mean, it's amazing how just a little addition to a simple classic shape.
Almost a little bit geometric, maybe?
Yes, yeah, actually, to be honest, yeah, I can see that. Great here, 144253, £4 saving, also here, £14.99. Right, let's continue on down, because honestly, we've got so much for you, actually, with regards to what will work together. And as you see the samples, you'll see why everything does look so great. Now, this is the Adriana, this is the oval frame die, and that in itself is absolutely beautiful. In fact, is this a good time?
Go for it.
To show this. And this, you know, we were looking at the samples earlier on that Hazel's done all the samples. I want to show you a sample here that's been made. But I want to just, it's got 4 different ways of looking at this. I want to just show you this part to start with. Now, you would look at that, and I was looking for an embossing folder.
You was, yes.
And thinking, I don't see that on the show. Where is the embossing folder? But actually, it's the Adriana, it's the oval frame die used
with
on this.
with a rubber mat and embossed through. So I made this because I wanted to show all different techniques onto the little panel die, which is actually the next but one item on the counter.
Yes.
But I just thought all of these dies, they just work so together. Together. I forgot a word. Well.
Yeah.
Well. So well together. It
yes.
just makes it so versatile. And yeah, so I did 4 different ways on there.
And if I just rotate this round, you will see here. So now, recognise this, what we've just been looking at?
That was your little prick plate.
Yes, it was. I don't know. I don't even know why.
Sorry. That's what it is.
I know.
Okay.
I just feel like I'm on the receiving end of an insult. Right, so this is coming up in a second.
Just nice and plain, that one.
Nice and plain.
Yes.
The card, I thought you're now back on me again for a second. And this is coming up as well, that we've got to show you at the end of the counter. So loads of different ways of working with what you can see on here. Now, the actual Adriana oval frame die that you see there is £19.99, £6 saving on that, 603739. Now, to go with that, is what I've got next lined up, which is actually the oval fold to look at and work beautifully with this one. This has got a £10 saving on this. I mean, this is really good. If you're looking to really up your card making, this is great.
If you like construction and different folds, this die is so useful. As it stands there, that's just a standard half fold, like A6 in size. But you can do so much more. You can do double gate folds. You can do easels with them. You can do larger, like double.
Oh, okay.
And I've got some stuff to go through with you. Hopefully on my 3rd demo, we'll go through some concepts with those, using that die and the next one on the counter.
Yes, the other one goes with that as well.
Because I do recommend getting that one. If you're going to go for the oval one, then get the little panel die, because it just fits perfectly. Okay,
so this one actually for the oval fold frame, that's £27.99. That's the one that's got a £10 saving on there. That is 286497. Now, you will, as you heard from Hazel there, to really extend on your usage of that, you want to go with this, which is your absolutely brilliant, the memory box. This is the tall curve, the background die that will work with that. £9.99. So actually, it's you're saving a tenner anyway.
Yeah, so
on the other one.
In effect, you're kind of getting it gratis.
Go for that. Yeah, it really is for that. £9.99. But we're going to look a little bit later on about how that will work together. 052703. Okay, just a couple more items to share with you as well. We've got our lovely stamps. This is brilliant, actually, because we've got some really lovely 17 actually on here. I love this. This is a great
some lovely sayings
in
there. Yeah, really nice.
£7 saving on these to work with. Friends and flowers, bring colour to the world, which is lovely. Rainbow is my favourite colour. Yeah, you're basically covering all options on a rainbow, aren't you? You got it that made as well. Everything begins with a dream. Hello, lovely. Big hugs. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Anyway, I'm quoting a song. 830-101. It's there for you. We've also got for you There are your stamps you're looking at there. We've also got a section of your 5 dies. Also, you might have seen these being used again, hand in hand, as Hazel said at the very beginning of the show here. They work hand in hand with those what we've got with the one-day special. £8 saving on those. 1947 748 420 is your item code for those as well. And then we've got now the 7-day saver that's on there, which is perfect. That's one. This is your lattice die plate, and you've got your orchid leaves. Oh, I've got to speed there. Orchard leaves for you. £21 saving on here, which is phenomenal. And if you remember that trellis that you can see there, the lattice look that you've got, was one of the examples we showed on that card, that you can see different ways of working with it. In fact, once you've seen it, if you want, I can show you that again as different ways of working with that. 291836, and this is one of those options I said that we'll see a bit later on. So that's there, working again with all those elements from the one-day special. Right. There is loads on the show. Of course, the website is your friend. Loads of ways to get those into your basket. Don't forget, you've got that £5 saving you can make there if you use the code WELCOME. And don't forget, it's also Flextravaganza. So £1 or more that you can do. You can, of course, spread the cost over 2 equal interest-free payments. Right then, Hazel, where are we going to start? So many places.
I know.
What are we going to start with?
We're going to start with the Daisy Blossom from the one-day special.
Oh, lovely.
And I just thought, let's cut them and colour these in so that you can see exactly how I get to these these results here. Okay, so I'm going to incorporate the 7-day saver as well in there, that gorgeous lattice.
Oh, lovely.
And then we'll have one of the big hugs, or I think I've got Hello Friend out this time. It's worth pointing out in that set, the big hugs and the Hello Friend it's a 2-layer system.
Oh,
but the Sending Love is just one die. It hasn't got a background.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Right. So to start off with, I'm going to take some Super Smooth because I'm going to be using my alcohol markers, and I'm just going to lay. So these are the dies that come in the Daisy Blossom envelope.
Right.
So we'll cut those.
So when this come through and you got delivered the one-day special for the first time, was it straight away instantly go, these look fun to work with as well?
Absolutely. And you know, I thought, oh, I'm under pressure, I haven't got a lot of time, but it makes it more fun, I think.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
So look at the detail in those. They die cut absolutely beautifully. I'm just going to push those out.
Ah.
And then this one, you've got a little bit that can layer on and make that a fuller daisy. And then you've got 2 little bits of foliage. And I think actually what I will do is get some black card so that when I lay them on...
See, the cutout that you just left behind, that's a card.
Well, it's funny you should say that.
Oh, really?
Because whilst you're there... no, get this one. OK, so this... Later on, I'll be doing a demo and showing you that's totally flat.
Oh, right.
I've used the waste to build my card up with those.
Oh,
so we'll be covering those at some point. All of these cards to the left of me, which is probably to your right, they're all demos. So hopefully over the 5 hours we'll get through them all.
Oh, great. That's brilliant. Well, you're going to be
so
busy,
you've got 15 workshops.
Yes. So I think I'm with you on Final Core tomorrow as well,
yes.
I think. So I'm hoping that you've, kept a target and you've got them all done. I want to see them all. I'll have double the amount on the counter then.
Yeah. We won't, yeah. Whilst I start to colour these, I'm just going to run through the lattice die. Now, it's a big die. So I'm going to lay that down and run that through, and then we can start and add some colour.
I just want to say that is a 7-day saver. Of course, that is a huge saving on there. £21 saving on that one from that particular one, because you are getting that in the plate, both of those, for $15.99 right now. 291836 on that. So do take advantage of the offer. Both of those dies massive for that price saving. That is phenomenal. Really, really good deals to go for. 291836 is your item code to get those. But yeah, they are. Oh, I didn't even show you the actually with it working.
So, yeah, that's run through the machine with the embossing mat, and look at the effects you get. So that is with. It looks like it's come out of an embossing folder.
Yes, yeah, it does.
And
it really
whether
does.
you
And
use
deep
the
as well.
emboss or the deboss, it's So I'll tell you which one that is. I use the Easy Emboss mat from Pink Frog, and you'll probably find that on the brand shop.
Yeah.
I think it's £12.99, something like that.
Have a little look. You can shop around.
Really
well.
useful to have.
Have a little look at, and there's another example of it, how it's been used as well for that.
And done a bit of paper piecing on that as well. I loved just popping those little squares, diamonds, whichever way round you hold it. And that brings, if you just turn the card wonky so it goes so that they're straight lines.
Is that straight?
Yeah.
That's all right.
I think so.
I think so.
So you can cut into that as well and just use portions of it.
Right.
So effective.
Have you actually slept or eaten in the last?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Just checking.
Right.
Just checking.
I'm getting some ink out. So I'm going to start off with the foliage, the leaves, and I'm just going to layer. I'm going to use across 3 greens, and I did find it easier to use a brush pen to do it.
Oh, right, okay.
And then I'm going to add a dark a little bit down, just to the side, and then I'm going to come in with this one and add a few little flicks, and then just go over with my lighter colour, just to add a little bit. It hasn't got to be anything fancy. That's just going to blend through. And then it will dry slightly softer. I used to think, oh no, I haven't, but actually just put them aside and they'll look wonderful.
Right.
So for the stem on this one, I'm going to go down with the dark colour. Leaving a little bit of white because I'll whiz down with maybe the medium as well. No, let's do it with the light. Just to give a little bit of contrast.
Right.
There. And then we're going to move over to this one. And I'm going to start off with the dark.
I think what's so nice about these, and looking at the samples that you've made as well, Hazel, is they're quite a long stemmed flower, aren't they?
Yes.
They've all got quite a nice bit of height about them. So there's something about that, even if it's like a single image, that you're taking up quite a bit of space on the card, an A5 card or anything like that. Just one of them seems to fill a space very nicely.
Exactly, yeah. Depending on if you go for the stem ones or the smaller ones.
Yes. Which is why I think doubling up is why a lot of people are going for the complete collection. It gives you a best of both worlds, doesn't it?
They do, and they mix and match together beautifully. Whoop. I couldn't quite catch it in time. Sorry. And then what I've got...
I thought I was being attacked then for a minute.
With this one, this is like the top layer, so I'm just putting some ink down. And it doesn't matter if I miss any. And then I just like to kind of flick a few strokes on this, almost so that it's a little bit messy. I just quite like the look. And then the dark, I do like to get that centre dark.
So you haven't got to be too precise.
You haven't got to be an artist or a colourist. It's just at this stage, once you've layered them together, they look amazing. And I do find a little foam mat helps really well with this. So if we just rub the back of those, pop that in the middle. And I've got an extra one of these to use on its own, just as decoration. And then this one, let's just stick that one straight in. Bit of glue. So just decide where you want it. I'm going to go about there. So the little bits of white that are showing, they give like a little bit of a highlight, really. So that's that ready. And then let's have a little look at our lattice. So I don't chuck these now, I keep them.
Well, yeah.
So I'm just going to pop all of them out.
Going on in there?
Yeah. So while I'm here and showing you this, I'm just going to pull this piece of paper in as well because it's on the lattice. So I got my die cut in white, I layered it on my card and I just spritzed away. And then this was nice and wet, so I flipped it over. I pressed it down. So that's 3 ways of using it. And then you've got the embossing, the die.
Yes.
So it honestly, you can get so much out of it. And this is all glitzy and sparkly. I haven't cut into it because I just like looking at it.
Just for your pleasure,
I know,
really.
and I'm going to show you this one as well, because you can do the same with the Adriana.
That's nice.
So spritz and flip, and that gives you...
Ah, wow, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't going to show you everything in the first hour. God.
But, no,
Save something for 8.
I'm sure she has held something back
Of course
from the 8 o'clock,
I have,
everybody,
yeah.
I'm sure.
So I'm going to put them there to save them, and I'm then going to, just to save me using all my sticky tape, I'll just cut the sentiment ready.
Okay.
So this is the background I'm going to do in black. Hello, friend. And any of them will do.
Mm-hmm. Details of those dies are on your screen now. They've got an £8 saving on, so 19.47. You're going to get all 5 of those, because don't forget, on the 2 of them you have still got the backs as well. 748420.
And then
just
we
even
should...
from a distance, looking over here, you know, they just... I'd imagine again the
They're
nice
so
bright
striking.
colours.
Yeah,
on the petals
striking.
and even on the leaves and the greens.
I mean, I've just used 2. Well, I say 2 pens. It's in effect it's 6, isn't it? But I'm just going to get this out because it's very delicate, but it pays off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So just make sure. Tweezers.
Scalpel.
Yes.
Gas.
Look, I've got in a got in a tangle. Right, just pop those little bits out. They're all die cut beautifully.
Oh yeah. They
so
are.
whether you've got a little manual machine or an electronic one, it will die cut through them all.
Right.
I've got one bit there. Look.
Come on.
Gotcha.
There it is.
Right. Place that to one side. That's done. Scoot that over there. Right. Let's put this card together.
Yeah, lovely.
So I've got myself a card blank, and I'm going to start off with my lattice die first, and I just want this to go across here. So you will need, if you've got like your double-sided adhesives, you could have done that, but I do find that it's hard to get the bits out. But this the fine applicator,
the red liner tape or something.
well, you could. It would have to be the 3mm, but this is just going to be so quick. And it goes down them lines perfectly.
Almost like your ice in a Bakewell tart.
Ooh.
Oh, I do like that.
So just go over with your glue. I'm not even going to bother to go around the outside actually, because that should stick that down perfectly. So just choose where you want to go. I'm going to say about there. Obviously I want it straight. And then just give it a minute to grip. Give it a nice rub. And that just makes the glue bond.
Right. And
then we'll grab our scissors. Just make sure that's done. I don't know if I've got that on there straight, you know. I'm going to blame it on my glasses.
We're going to call it organic.
Yeah.
If it's got a slight wonk on.
I'm just going to snip off those extra bits. And at the end, I might actually need to just pop a little bit of glue behind there, but I'm sure I'll get away with it.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Just snip those little bits off.
Nice.
There we go. And then I've gone ahead and got myself a little panel just to sit sort of like offset there. I've got foam pads on there, so I'm going to stick that on first.
Well prepped.
I did that just before we went live. So I like to get an equal spacing on 3 sides. So I'll pop that one down. And then that one on the top. Okay, and then we can start and have a look at the placement of our flowers.
See, straight away.
Yeah,
straight
it just
away.
Bounces off the
really
card,
does.
doesn't it? So just giving them a little bit of shape. And I also just like to have a little look at where things are going before I start sticking.
Right, have a bit of a play.
Yeah, so let's just get this ready to... So to stick these down, normally use a bit of card, but I can't see one.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, whether it's the... You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know what is it because of the colours again, or is it the the simplicity. I think there's something really lovely and simple regarding a single flower with a stem, like a single rose or anything like that. But again, just the colouring that you've done, and as you've shown us, you know,
it was just quick.
It was very quick, and there was areas there that were left open for the white to come through, etc. And it does give it a lovely, almost highlight feel to that. A little bit of two different colours with the greens to go in, but it really pops, doesn't it? It really works.
So I just wanted to see where I was going to place this extra little bit. So then I can go ahead and, in fact, I'm not going to move that. I'm going to stick it there now because that'll give me something to work on. So just a little bit of glue to keep these petals moving free. Got glue in there now. And then we will stick. And just a little bit at the bottom. Again, I like a little bit of movement. So I want this one to stand nice and tall. And then just down them stems. I didn't want to cover that flower because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
The bud.
It's yeah, it's so nice. They are all the samples. I mean, another chance. Look at them a little bit later on, but you know they really are. And the dyes doing all the work. Those dyes, they're great as well for those. With the sentiment on.
There we go. And all again, just so usable.
Yeah.
So just have that overhanging a little bit.
Very, very stylish, very elegant. And there's something, you look at that, there's a simplistic beauty to a card like that.
Now on this one, I've gone in, there's a little gem bundle down the end, and I've added a little gem in the centre of each piece there. I'm not going to do that now, but you can. So if I stand them both up next door to each other, you can see with gems and without.
Really, really lovely. Absolutely, both versions of those, whether you're going to go with the gems, with the jewels or not. Hazel, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much indeed. I'll just do a quick recap, allow you to reset.
Perfect,
Just to give you the details, because we do have these on the counter as well. You're getting your 300 pieces in here as well. These are the fairy jewels, the pastels. There's a £2 saving on there for you right now. So if you'd like to go for those, they're just £9.98. If you're thinking of adding those into your basket, then we do have them on the show, 923359. Absolutely brilliant addition if you'd like to go with those. They are already self-adhesive, so just literally peel and put them down. If you are just joining us this evening, a very good evening. Thank you for being with us. You are joining us halfway through the launch of a brand new one-day special, the Memory Box Beauty, and they really are the Cottage Flowers die collection. And you've got something here with the simplicity of these that really does pack a punch. They create a wow factor. We just looked at one there, which was basically just one of those single flowers. It's that one there being used there, just with a white background, just, of course, you know, framed in black. And then, of course, you've got that sort of, the trellis kind of lattice look with that die behind it. But everything here individually, they look like natural pressed flowers. They look stunning to work with that. Just one of those coloured like you can see with that white background, for example, or black background. Put that in a frame, put that on the wall, and you've got something there that looks absolutely beautiful. The diversity that you can get with all of these and everything that we've got actually on the show for you on the counter, they all go hand in hand to really create stunning but yet really easily created cards that you can work with, or for all your projects, not necessarily, of course, just for your cards. Whether you're going to be thinking on your journals, maybe just some of those on the corner of a page as you're turning to decorate the cover, whatever it is, you know, to go in, there's something in here that will appeal, I'm sure, to anybody that is, certainly I'm thinking wildflowers and that whole idea of the quintessential English countryside, or the cottage that's out there with your lovely flowers there around the garden gate and all of those lovely elements that take you to nature. We've got it for you here in the one-day special. Just a very quick recap on what the 10 dies are for the one-day special, and I mentioned that these all do have that nice height to these individual 10 dies that you can see, so you do have that. That's why they look so good as a singular. Use them on a card, for example, and all the matching elements that work with those. If you're going to go for this is your one-day special package. It's 132,469. It does have an £18 saving on there, and you can, of course, do that if you wanted to on Flexi, 2 payments of £22.48. Now, it does work hand in hand, though, with the layers set and the bundle that we've got for you. Now, as you notice there in the one-day special, it's all about the height that you're going to be getting. This is really all about the layering up of your elements, of those lovely little floral petals and the actual flower heads themselves. And I love that beautiful circle that you've got going on there with that wreath all set out for you. This is how they all cut out, all the elements that you can see here in total. And this collection also has another saving, this time £10 saving that you're looking at. That it's $33.96. If you'd like to go for these, it's $355,902. Now, where most people are going for, and I totally understand why, because it comes actually with, you're taking your £28 savings from your one-day special and this bundle, then on top of that a further £9 that you're now looking at for your saving brings the whole thing down to just £69.92. But that does actually give you now in total a £37 saving that you are getting to go for these. That gives you 16 dies. It's 507,566, and we are over 20% of the stock, and we're literally only halfway through the first live hour of 5 live hours still to come. This is on your flexi as well. Just 2 payments of £34.96. So really something to go for on those. They're honestly, they're absolutely incredible. The more you watch, I'm sure Hayes will do more demonstrations, the more you're going to see how it's going to fit in to your crafting needs. Right, we've also got for you as well, this is the pinpoints that you're looking at, and it's the one that is going to be able to give you lots of different ways of working with this. I'm just trying to find where I'll just put my other sample to show how the different ways of working with it. This has got a £6 saving on this one, the pinpoint leaf die plate. And again, seeing how it works here, just in its true way, I suppose you could say, the original way of working with this is going to give you a really lovely background and a lovely project to be working on. But again, just changing the way that you work with this, you can still create absolute beautiful images like this. Very busy here. £6 saving, £21.99. That's 503362 is your item code for those as well. Also, that's proving very, very busy, and in fact tonight already, is the hexagons that we've got for you here. And these are the stylish hexagons we've got for you. That'll give you the set of 3. £4 saving here for you. Rather than $18.99, they've been taken down to $14.99 as they stand right now. 144253. Now, of course, don't forget, even if you're only going thinking, do you know what I really like are the stylish hexagons, I want to go for those. Don't forget, we are in the Flextravaganza event at the moment until the 31st of Jan, which means any item, £1 or more, you can spread the cost over 2 equal interest-free payments. So that actually, you're looking at just £7.50 on your first payment if you wanted to split that and go for the stylish hexagon. Loads of great offers for you, and they're all there. Choose away on thecraftstore.com. Loads and loads and loads of different ways that you can look to create your magic with what we've got for you from your one-day special. Loads and loads. And also, if you are just sat down with us for the first time today, we've also got a little code for you can use, which is welcome, and you can apply that on anything that you buy that's £20 or more, and if you do, you'll get a £5 discount that's going to be applied to that also for you. So another reason why you can shop with us here at the Craft Store, as well as create and craft as well. You can use it on theirs. So lots of ways of us saying a very big welcome to them and to you joining us if you are for the very first time here on the Craft Store. Right then, Hazel, I've done my little run down the counter. Okay. What are we? Oh, you got them out. They're the stylish hexagons.
We're going to go for the hexagons.
Lovely.
So these are how they come out of the packet. There's 3 in there, and for the card that I'm going to make, we are going to use all 3. And I've cut them in white, but I just need a black one, and I just need it the medium. So I'm just going to layer that in. So black card. Oopsie, that one's alive. And then we'll just
These are quite nice if you were cutting out and putting photos in as well. Just if you're looking
really
for a slightly different way of displaying them.
Definitely. So just get that out of the way. I'll give you a quick flash of what we're making.
All right, yeah.
So we're going to be using...
Oh, that's nice.
Some of the stamps. We're going to have Hello Lovely in there. We have got the periwinkle periwinkle? Yeah, they're called periwinkles. Also the oval, not oval, circle.
Oh, the wreath.
The circular wreath that I'm going to break up and make into these little branches.
Right. Yes, that's from the bundle, the second bundle that we have for you.
Yeah. So.
Or the complete collection.
It comes like that, and again, I'm not going to damage the die, but I like to tap them out because it doesn't distort it. You're not pulling at it.
Right.
Now, there are little elements like this one. I don't know if you're going to see. This one isn't meant to come out. It's got 2 cutting lines, not 3, and the same. Is that a 3 one? No, that's a 2 one as well. All of the other ones come out on that one.
Right.
Whereas when you look at the, if I bring this white one in and bring my black piece of card in so that you can see.
Oh yeah, that's
on
easy,
this one, you've got 1 that stays in. On this one, you've got 1, 2. That was the one I just showed you, wasn't it? Yeah. And there's your small one. It's got 1. So it's not a fault. That is exactly how they're meant to be.
Don't be there for days still trying to get
cut it. Well, this isn't. No, it's meant to be like that, and it just adds the quirky to it. Okay, so I've got my black piece there, and I kept, when I was cutting these ones in white, I kept my innie because this will slot. I was just going to, let's put it on white. This will slot back in here. Obviously, it will only go in one way, and that's the way it'll go in.
Right.
So now that was just look. I'm going to turn it over like that because I want to stick this down onto this white card, and there's a reason I'm doing that because I want to cut around it so that I've got white showing behind these little bits here.
Right, right.
So just add a little bit of glue, and I don't mind if any comes out the side because I'm going to trim it away. I just hope I haven't moved that too much. Okay, so just double check which way round it is now. Is it that way? Yes, it is. And then I'm going to stick that in the middle. Just give it a wiggle, make sure that it drops into where it needs to drop into, if that makes sense. I got excited and I've missed a step, so we're just going to do that. As you do. I'm going to decide which way round I'm going to have it, and I'm going to go this way, and I'm just going to drag myself some bundled sage. I didn't really want to get it on the black, so I'm going to just rub around with my finger to make that go away. I just want it a little bit aged, really. So just rub that around, and then go in with my scissors and just cut. It's quite easy. There's just a few little lines you can.
Yeah, it's not too tricky on some of those, is it?
You could leave a little border if you wanted to. That would look effective as well.
Before we put the ink.
Yes, before we put the ink. Yes, I know. But I do that. I know what I'm doing, but I just get excited and bypass things.
That's fair enough.
Just get that bit in there.
A lot of people do crafting to relax and chill out. We don't want to get upset or wound up about things like that, do we? It's. No. In fact, I can't remember who I was listening to. Someone's on the telly talking about this. You know, there was. Oh, I think it was. Oh, do you know who it was? It was the. Who's the Olympian diver that we have? Tom Daley. Tom Daley, because he's really into his knitting, isn't he?
Is he?
And he creates crocheting. It's crocheting, isn't it? And he does a lot of his own designs. And someone was asking him. They said, "What happens if you go wrong? What happens, you know?" And he said, "Well, you can have a choice. You can either get yourself all wound up about it and frustrated that what you've just done, you've got to unpick and start again." He said, "But then the reason I've got why I'm doing crochet in the first place is a way for me to completely relax."
Yeah.
So it's just that it might just. So he has to say to himself, "So this project might take a little bit longer than what I was planning, but it's about the journey. It's not about when you arrive at the finish point." And it's that thing. It's easy to get frustrated if you do make a little bit of a mistake, but think about why we're doing it in the first place. I suppose it's a whole journey. Let's try and take a deep breath and go. Where things happen at sea, I suppose. You know, it's all right. It's okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tom, for that little wisdom.
Yeah. I'm going to go this way round, and I've inked my little stamp up, which I'm just going to give it a little bit more. And I'm going to stamp that in the middle of there. There we go. Oh. And then I'm going to bring in, I've got myself a little matten layer, and I'm going to do this the right way round this time. And I'm going to just stick these white ones on. So I'm going to start off with the medium, then the large, and then I'm going to overlap and pop the small one down here. So with some glue, and I think what I'll do this time is put some glue down on a bit of card, purely so that I can just flick my hexagons into it.
Right.
So just make sure you've got the right side. Just a few taps, and it just puts the right amount of glue so that they're not going to squidge everywhere.
How does even the way that you squirt your glue out still look quite stylish, white on black? That still looks quite cool, that.
And that should do us. So on this one, I'm just going to make sure that I get it where I want it, because I want this one to sit inside, you see. So that's that one, and then last but not least, there you go. We'll have that one about there. Okay.
Lovely.
Then I'm going to bring in a little brayer and some bundled sage, because I wanted this to be a little bit vintagey, oldie looking, not crisp. So I want to get some colour on there, but I don't want it all over there.
Right.
So I just thought, you know what, I think this brayer will do exactly what I want it to do. So going that from different angles, and it doesn't cover it totally.
You just take that white again away, isn't it?
And I think that will be fine. I'm going to move that because I know what's going to happen. Right, so we can layer now that one onto here. And then we can put our topper in. So that fits nice. I'm just trying to remember what size I did that. I think it was 12.5 and 13 centimetres, because I wanted a nice wide border so I could add a little bit more to it. So just moving on to this wreath,
right,
I've started to ink this one up with mowed lawn, just using my brush and like pounding, just get that ink on. And then I wanted to highlight them berries out a little bit.
Are they the oxide using, or is it the ink?
This is the oxide, yeah. So I'm just going to use my alcohol marker and just add like a darker spot of green around and cover those berries. I'm going to just speed up just because there's a lot on there.
You've started now.
I know, but it's like I'm conscious of time.
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes.
That's good then. So just take your time. Obviously, I'm going to miss bits, but I'm trying to be quick.
Yeah.
There's only a few left, I think. That one's the whole stem and not the end, but just don't look too closely. I bet if I look up, yes, thanks very much. That's a close-up. Yeah, so cover those.
That's our director for you.
Thank you.
You know what it's like.
So then, just by that little berry there, if you just squeeze, I'm not even going to get my scissors out. Look, I'm just going to pop them round on that berry each time, and that's going to give me 6 little individual sprigs.
Oh, right, brilliant, yeah.
And that's going to be ready for me to add on. So now we just need to pop that together. Just don't want to get the back of the card dirty. So this can go on pads so that I can tuck my little sprigs underneath.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. And then just place that central. This one, again, that can go on pads. I'm just going to cheat and just put one on there. And for the flowers on this one, I've chosen the periwinkle, and I spritz them. So if I bring them in, I did go ahead and do those.
Right.
So I just die cut them all and laid them out, and I just spritz them with a Pearly Winks, I think it's Blue Grotto, but it might have a hint of copper in it.
Right.
Copper infusion, that's exactly what it is. Actually, look, that's these are impatiens, they're not periwinkles, because they've got the 4 petals. So I've done some singly, some doubly, and stacked some up all 4. But I thought with what I had there, I'd got enough to cover my card. So let's just start and add in a few.
And they're going to really make a nice impact opposite the sage that you've got. Stand out nicely then.
Yeah, you can, if you use gel, entirely up to you what your preference is. I'm just going to put one on this side. I don't know, I might have to just take that a bit smaller so I can tuck it down. That's it, that fits in now. And the same on that one. But do you see what I mean about just breaking in? It just changes the whole, whole look of it. And there's nothing to say that you can't layer those up on a wreath one. So just have a little look first how you want the flowers to sit. But I think the colour on this is so striking. I'm going to have that one, maybe one there. And I'm going to just drop that one there actually. So we'll just add these on with a little bit of glue. It's stuck to my finger. Where's my tweezers? There we go. Right. Give that a press so that it sticks. Perfect. And then this one can go a bit higher. I've got such sticky fingers. It's just...
I love that colour with it though.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Really lovely.
And then we can just add these last three in.
What a lovely card. And
it's really nice to see that sentiment, hello lovely. I do say that quite often, especially when we're talking, like I'm talking to Julie. It's just a thing.
Hello lovely.
Yeah, hello lovely.
Yeah.
Not quite that high pitched, but you know.
I think only bats and dogs heard that. That was quite high, yeah.
I'm just going to check I didn't do anything inside. No. So that gives us our little card.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Really fabulous. So we were using the one-day special that you've got in there with the wreath as well from the complete collection. Has got the air, but also working, of course, with the hexagons, isn't it, that we've got in there. The trio of them, really lovely working together on those. Thank you very much indeed. You. Absolutely beautiful that. Very quick recap for you with regards to what we have for you on the complete collection, which is very busy for the complete collection. And again, lots of different ways of working with what you're going to be finding there, singularly, collectively, if you're going to work with them. We looked at right at the very beginning, the first demonstration that Hazel put for us was just one of those. That one there you saw with the daisy blossom stem. That there, just one of those coloured, placed on there with a white background, just as you've seen with all those lovely samples. Absolutely fabulous. Don't forget to go with those miniatures to go with as well, which is your layered star flowers, the Florentina wreath, that's also included in there. You've got the layered periwinkle that was also being used as well regarding that. That's all in there as well. And the layered, what was the last? Oh, the layered impatiens, yeah, that's it. All collected together for you in that one big complete collection. Huge saving on that as well when you take over individually those prices. That's £28 collectively saved. Then another additional £9 on top you're looking at. So £37 saving in total in real terms, actually. And it is on Flexi. 2 payments, just £34.96. 507 566. Very quickly, a big part of those as well that we've looked at earlier on with those are the 7-day saver that works really nicely with what we got on the show for you in this hour. £21 saving, which is massive, down to $15.99. So that will give you both of those that you're going to see there, of course, which is the lattice die that you've got here, and you're also going to get the orchid leaves dies as well. $15.99, 291 836. Right, we've got only about 4 minutes left, Hazel. Just what you got to show us regarding the cards. Yeah, so I just wanted to go through the oval card front dies. Lovely. So I've got a stack here that I've cut, and I've got some kind of concepts to show you exactly what it looks like when it's cut and then bringing in this panel. But in fact, before I show you them, I'm actually going to put one together. So this is die cut, and it's actually got a little markings there that you could just fold. But me being me, I do like to just add the score line in to make sure that I don't damage my card. It's actually at ½ inch. Okay, and then this centre bit here, depending on the kind of card that you're going to make, that's more a guideline. So at the minute, we're going to keep that just like that. Right. And we're going to fold that little tab back
give that a burnish down there. And then what you will need is a piece of card to stick it to. Now I can tell you that you would need to cut it 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. And then we were just going to stick this in place.
4 1/4 by 5 1/2.
4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Pop your little bit of glue. You can use red liner tape if you like for this. Butt it up to the crease so it doesn't interfere with the fold. Pull this over, and again, because I'm using wet glue, burnish that down so that it gives the glue time to grip.
Right.
Give it a nice press, and that is a simple. Oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah, so that is your simple card front.
Perfect.
And then the idea with the other die that comes, this one.
Oh yes.
You die cut these, and then you can add, and this kind of score line, that's going to indicate where you go up to, so you can give yourself equal borders. And this is what I used on that main card there. But if you wanted to start getting, not I don't mean a bit clever, but a bit more adventurous, you would get your second piece, score that one down, and go across, and you will find it's on the 2 1/2 plus 1/8. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 5/8. That's where that one is. You can easily see it on your scoreboard. Just follow the line down, and you would do that. And then you would fold that one like so. Now when I make one of these ones, I'm just going to score this line in so that you can see.
We've got about 60 seconds.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Right. I've missed it. I missed it totally. Okay, so what I'm doing is making a double fold. So this one would stick on this side and fold back, which gives you this. You also get a smaller oval in the packet that's not in there because it's the wrong packet. It's the wrong packet. Which you can then layer, because you get the oval that falls out the middle when you die cut it. That's where they're from. Perfect. What about if you wanted to? I've probably got 10 seconds.
Double. Yes. Yeah,
but look, with panels on the outside, with panels on the inside, and layering it. We'll do more on that across the shows anyway.
Lovely.
But just wanted to show you.
Well, listen, Hazel, thank you so much indeed for all the inspiration and demonstrations of that first hour. Hazel will be back with you at 8 o'clock with Richard as well for the rest of your one-day special. So thank you very much indeed. Have a nice little break. I'll be with you in the next hour as well with some fabrics for a happy hour. Please don't go anywhere.